So one thing I will say about thumbnails is that I think you could have a great thumbnail and it could actually ruin your audience retention. You know, if you have kind of a misleading thumbnail, so let's say I have a picture of a great big mansion and then they get to my video and it has a high click-through rate, people get to my video and it's just me talking in my office. You know, they were expecting videos of you in this mansion, you're just sitting in your office throughout the entire video. You know, sometimes that can actually cause more people to click and then back out of the video. What I've been focused on lately is really just trying to get pictures of me in my office, maybe with some kind of prop or something, just so what is in the thumbnail, you know, they have that expectation and I fulfill that expectation at the very beginning of the video. So what they expect to get out of the thumbnail is what they get out of the video. And I'm interested in seeing if that helps with my audience retention as well.
I guess I unintentionally did that. I've been doing that. Because that's exactly what I've been doing is I unintentionally did it. My whole thing is like, I want to use real pictures, you know, because I was like to cut out, you know, stock image. Like I would spend sometimes just ridiculous amounts of money, time, just making sure that was cut out absolutely perfectly. I would blow out the image like this big just to get all the little tiny pixels just perfect. Just so glad I'm not doing any of that anymore. That's another one that saved me time.
Well, so one thing you could do is, you know, if you took a picture, you know, of you in a mansion or something, and that's at the end of the video, a lot of people put that at the very beginning of that video, just a short clip, just to say, hey, yes, what you were expecting from the thumbnail is what we're going to get to, just kind of a little later on.
Some channels will start with the good stuff right at the beginning. Like, like the title will say, "Man gets eaten by alligator," right? So literally, it's like a compilation of different things they found on the internet. But the first seconds that you watch the video is the guy getting eaten by alligator, and then they just go through all their other stuff, and that works. There's a young guy. His name is the channel's The Daily Dose of Internet, and that's exactly what he does. Whatever the title is, the first 15 seconds of the video is exactly what the title is.
Yeah, I agree with that. That's how it should be. That's what they're expecting when they click on it, and you don't fulfill that, they're going to back out. You know Veritasium? You watch him?
I know I do.
He's a big guy. He does a lot of like science experiments and everything.
Yes.
And he did a video talking about the YouTube, and he said that when he first got on YouTube, he would make a video, and let's say it's about something, right? Something cool in the title. He'd put that at the end of the video, and you have to watch the entire video before you get to that. And a lot of people would just back out of the video. They would never even get to that point. So now he says you got to lead with awesome. So now he puts the coolest part at the very beginning of the video, and then the not so cool parts later on. But if you put the coolest part at the very beginning, you hook the people, and then they're more likely to stay and watch more of the video. And I think how he described it was that, you know, if you can get somebody to watch 30 seconds of your video, well, now you just bought another minute that they'll watch regardless, just to see if something else cool has happened. If you get them to a minute, well, now you just bought another 2 minutes. If they watch 2 minutes, now you bought yourself another 5 minutes. And if I ever do a top 10 list, I use this mentality where I have the very coolest thing as the very first one that I talk about. And then all the kind of boring stuff is in the middle. And then I put another very cool thing at the very end, just to kind of like make them happy that my number one thing, whatever. Cool.
They waited all that time for that.
I've had people say like, how is that your number one thing? That was so dumb. That should be like number 5th or 6th or something.
But it gets them talking, you know?
Yeah. And so I also, a reason I put a really cool one at the very end is, let's say I'm doing a top 10 list. As soon as I say, and number 10 is blah, 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 my audience retention graph, I say, as soon as I say that, everybody starts dropping off. So if I make a cool one, they'll actually like watch a little bit longer. Let me explain that one.
That was one thing I learned actually from watching D. Nimmin. He did this. Nick Nimmin's brother, D. Nimmin. He did this video. And in the whole video, he was like, I guess it was like a top 5 or top 10 like that. But he never said number 1, number 2, number 3. He would say, and then when he got to the last one, I only knew it was getting to the end of the video because of the fact that I had the little bar at the bottom. But he just kept talking the whole way through, all the way to the end, and then all of a sudden the video was over. You're like, huh?
Yeah.
That was great. You know, like I did not feel like there was no like drop off. You know, like I was impressed. That was a really cool video that he did that really well.
I've been doing that as well. You avoid ending language. If you say, all right, thanks so much, guys, or
I've done it.
Hope you learned something.
Totally done it.
Yeah, I have too. And you can see on your audience retention graph, as soon as you do that, everybody starts abandoning. I abandon videos as soon as they say that. And yeah, so you want to give value, and then stop